fellas. Now we just took a trip earlier to my island, but we got to talk about Fight Island. And according to reports from Globo, that Fight Island is Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. We've been done this, man. Are we? Have we been hoodwinked? Have we been bamboozled? Have we been run amok? Do you feel gypped if Fight Island is actually Yas Island? Pat, I'm going to start with you.
No, I don't feel gypped. I'm pretty sure that the last time we were on this show, we talked about it, and I said that it was probably that island out in Abu Dhabi. I'd have to go back and watch the tape, but I'm pretty sure that rumors were already swirling it was Yas Island. It makes sense. That's where they held UFC 242. That's they already have, UFC already has a standing agreement with Abu Dhabi's tourism board for 5 years worth of fights coming to the nation of Abu Dhabi and being hosted there for a set amount of revenue. Of course, it's the only thing that made sense. Especially, we talked about earlier in the show, we talked about how the UFC does not have money to spare based on everything going on and the debt they've leveraged. They're not going to go out and buy an island while all of their fighters are complaining about pay. I mean, they may do that, but not in this case. in this case, they're actually so cash strapped, and they're trying to get as much money as they can to Endeavor that, of course, they're going to use the island where they already have a set deal, contract negotiated, done for, set in place. It's, I think maybe they will end up releasing some new T-shirts with the trademarks they got. I think they'll maybe add some, marketing ploys here and there. Maybe they'll add a couple palm trees. Who knows? But I'm not hoodwinked at all. I saw this coming from a mile away.
I mean, it's the whole concept was so ridiculous that I'm disappointed that it's so regular. That's the really disappointing part. In combat sports, we continually embrace the ludicrous. We with open arms, any sort of foolishness, all right, just come on in, and we deal with it, and we treat it like it's a serious topic every time we do one of these videos, every time we write an article. So now that we finally were just running head first into pure Carnival Barker territory, now it's just regular old Yas Island. I'm sorry. I'm very disappointed. Mike, please talk me off a ledge. Am I being crazy right now? Am I being go ahead, take it away, man.
Yeah, I think the palm tree T-shirts and the fact that you could have an octagon on the beach, crystal clear water all around you. The fighters finish, and then there's a medical tent with a luau outside. We were sold Fight Island, but we're not getting Fight Island. We're getting an island where there are fights. And I think that's a big distinction, but I don't think it matters. Because honestly, who are we to complain when we get to see more fighters competing and, for all we know, more often? I personally, I was never infatuated with the Fight Island gimmick. I always thought it was just, that's a way to get around regulations, so that works.
You're breaking Ant's heart right now. You're breaking his heart, but go on.
I'm not a Fight Island guy.
Of course, it was a get around regulations. We knew this, but if you were going to do that, make it ridiculous. I wanted Shane Sung to be in a throne on the side of the octagon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted like the all the ghouls and stuff from Outworld to be in the audience. I wanted like Jim Kelly with the afro. I wanted some pure island martial arts activity, and now we're just getting old Yas Island. Which, hey, I would love to go to Yas Island because Abu Dhabi seemed like it's a dope spot to vacation. But I wanted like the water in between rounds. I wanted it to be served from coconuts. Is this too much to ask?
If I remember correctly, what was that hashtag that you kept throwing out there?
See, yacht in international waters. My dream has been crushed. Okay, and like I'm definitely a purist when it comes to this, and of course you guys know all the rants and raves I'll go on about stuff like that, about keeping sporting integrity. But this was the one time where it's just like, whatever, the world's ending. We want to see people punch each other for money. Okay,
And
throw
kick.
it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and elbow and knee. Yes. So, so we wanted to see this, and you promise the Fight Island, knowing the imagery that would spark up in people's brains. The branding already has that sort of theme to it, so they knew what they were doing. We just got fooled, man, and I feel cheated.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would have loved to see. I forget who threw it out there, but imagine they had special VIP packages so that you could pay. Yeah. Yeah. And so imagine that, they had special VIP packages. You go out there, be a part of it. Imagine you had, you'd see one fight of the night taking place on the beach, another on a yacht, another in a different locale as the background with different fans all around, have tiki torches, fight at night. Would it, do an Ultimate Fighter house on Fight Island where you've just got them living there.
Coming back.
A little uncomfortable with the tiki torches now, but that's a whole nother topic.
You gotta keep them.
But it's one of those things. It's one of those things where I think this is granted. We should be relieved as far as us being like serious media members and very seriously discussing the issues surrounding the sport. We should be relieved about this. But at the same time, I think this is another example of the UFC shooting itself in the foot when it comes from a marketing standpoint, where this dedication to the brand as we see it, and not actually just having fun with it, succeeding in spite of itself. This is an example that I've thrown out there a million times. But when the UFC returned to Japan for, I believe it was UFC 144, instead of just presenting the UFC product as it normally is, why not have the blue pride gloves? Why not have the white floor on the cage? Just something to mix things up. Think about the sense of relief there was to watch the UFC's 25th anniversary show in Denver and to see the old school graphics. Just that little change, made it feel like something fresh, something exciting. And kind of takes the monotony out of that weekly grind of watching these 7-hour events and over again. So to have a concept with the potential of pure lunacy like Fight Island, and then to say, oh no, it's just going to be a regular UFC fight. Come on, fam. We're wasting golden opportunities here.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, with everything going on with the pandemic, I think it's probably good that we're in a more regulated environment from that standpoint. But I'm with you. I mean, especially, and who knows? Maybe they've gotten a lot of trademarks. They could end up doing something different with the cage floor. They could add some of those things in. But yeah, it is a little disappointing to see. Although I'm not sure how much more money they would have made if they had done all of that, right? Unless you're selling those VIP packages where you're bringing people out there and they're spending ridiculous amounts of money to go do that. I mean, in terms of the media rights and the ratings, I think maybe you get a slight boost, but they've already got a huge boost from just the fact that they're the only sport in there right now. So we'll see what they do, but it's saving them a ton of money to just use an already negotiated contract venue rather than trying to buy an island, as much as I would have loved that.
So boring, Pat. So boring. Thank you for the boredom. Mike, anything you'd like to say?
No, I'm all good. As long as I get to see some of these foreign fighters competing, I'm happy. The venue, I agree with you. I agree that having an Enter the Dragon setup would be amazing. I agree that there's a lot you can do to break up monotony and a lot you can do with the amount of rights that the UFC has from other promotions to do these kinds of fun things. I'm totally with you on that point. But for me, Fight Island is just a place to hold fights. So I'm not too gypped there.
Boring. Y'all boring, man. So just think about this. The only times that at least I can think of off the top of my head, besides the graphics being changed for the Denver 25th anniversary event,
and UFC 200 with the yellow cage.
Yes, yeah. The yellow cage, the cage looked like somebody peed on it. It looked terrible. and then it was it was the second, I can't remember the number of the event, but it was the headline was Cruz Faber 2. and they had the Bud Light Lime cage.
$199.
No. That was no $199.
Oh, that was 3. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so the cage floor had the Bud Light Lime logo instead of the blue Bud Light logo, and Bud Light Lime was disgusting. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. Thank you. This is the Body Lock. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell that friend to tell 10 more friends. So for Pat Auger, for Mike Fiedel, I'm Anthony Walker. Stay beautiful, stay positive, stay sexy. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.